Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the lovely Nomos Glashutte Zurich Anthrazit. It is an anthracite colored dial, anthracite colored movement, and the wonderful Hannes Wettstein designed Zurich case, which is both one of the largest in the Nomos collection and one of the most technical, drawing clearly on design language pioneered in the 1960s by the Hoyer Carrera. The timepiece wears substantial on my 16cm circumference wrist. Many Nomos watches are downright petite. This one is not. The timepiece measures 39.7 millimeters in diameter and a robust 49.1 millimeters lug-to-lug across the wrist. It is not thick, however, 9.9 millimeters thick. This one slides easily under a dress cuff. 20 millimeters between the lugs means you'll have a world of options in that universal strap size. I'm going to take this strap off my wrist and give it its close-up because it's probably your best bet. This is how Roland Schwertner, the founder of the company, wanted Nomos watches decked out, with Shell Cordovan horse leather. No pores, no seams, no hairs. It's effectively the same material used to make polo boots. You can see it features a sheer side that allows you to see the layers of construction. A monotone stitch. This is Shell Cordovan, handmade from the Horween Leather Company of Chicago. Nomos Glashutte watches are famous for featuring that strap material and style. Stainless steel pin buckle and the Nomos case in profile, more nuanced than when you look at it in the soldier shot from head on. You will note that the lugs aren't as blended into the profile as on the Hoyer Carrera. They're strong and striking. They have a powerful thrusting geometry to them, but you'll also note that they're stepped out from the case. It isn't one conventional and consistent unbroken sweep of metal here. There is a case, there is a lug, and a sharp cleft between them. You'll also note that when you look at the lugs head on, they're canted inward slightly. From top to bottom, they tilt inward. And if you take a close look at the bezel and the end of the lug, you can see there's actually a gap between them. The idea being that this design would set the watch and the dial within the lugs as though it were a jewel, the watch being set within the lugs as though the lugs were a construction such as a ring, and the gem is the watch. The bezel, however, is minimalist. And you can see that there's a parallelism between the width of the hands, the width of the bezel, and the width of the crown. This is by design. You'll also appreciate the fact that there is a small plinth on top of which you find the crown. So the design nuance here is immense, although outwardly a simple watch. It continues on the dial, where you'll note that the hands at center feature a crease or character line right down their center for higher contrast, and you can see it for to good effect right here. There is a character line that runs down the center of the hands for contrast. There is a sunken sub-register for the seconds, and you can see made in Germany, and indeed it is, made in Saxony in Glashutte. The company also features all applique diamond polished indices that tower above the matte black dial base for a dramatic contrast effect both in focal plane and reflectivity. And then turn it all over. By the way, how much do you love the minimalist printing? Nomos Glashutte, made in Germany. There is a stop seconds function, so you can stop that seconds hand or synchronize to a reference time. 30 meters water resistant, turn it all over. This is the caliber Epsilon, which back in 2006 was Nomos' first automatic winding caliber. This is the second generation Epsilon with 26 joules rather than the original 24. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It has a 43-hour power reserve. Of course, it has the stop seconds function. You can see a high-grade splayed spoke rather than a low-grade straight spoke balance right here, so they're using high-end materials. You can also see a number of traditional Saxon finishing techniques, including Glashutte stripes, and if you look at the architecture of the bridge, it's that the bridges in total are designed to evoke a three-quarter style pocket watch bridge. They are separate in shape, form, and function for ease of service, but they do have the form of a three-quarter style bridge arcing across the movement. The screws are fired blue, not chemically dyed, and you can see the bidirectional winding system has a cool reverser rocker that's just underneath my finger, and mercifully, Nomos give us a skeletonized winding mass so you can see more of the movement despite the fact that it is an automatic. You'll also appreciate the fact that there is an even and tight engine turned perlage across the outer base plate, and then if you look, there is a double spiral graining to the ratchet wheel, and that double spiral is delivered by hand. There is an artisan at Nomos who only creates those wheels. There's also a pocket watch inspired, again we're talking about German Saxon watch making precedent from the 19th century and early 20th century, but there is a long extended click spring and a click that prevents the ratchet wheel in the barrel from running backwards and discharging, and you can see that that is also drawn from the pocket watch era. It's a beautifully made movement that can be regulated very precisely, handsomely made, and of course you've got that DLC anthracite coating across the movement to parallel the dial. That is why this is the Anthrazit model. You can see this Nomos Glashutte Zurich Anthrazit and make it yours on the watch box.